Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to make a kind of a different type of video where I'm just going to sit down here and talk to you about something that I've learned lately. And if you're thinking about going into RV life or nomad life, van life, whatever, maybe you've been in this lifestyle for a long time and you have a storage unit somewhere, this video is definitely for you. So I started this lifestyle back in 2019, so it's been a number of years now. And I am just now getting to the point where I am going to clean out my storage. So while I've been living on the road, I've had the ability to uh, put my stuff in a two-car garage, and I've basically filled up a two-car garage full of my stuff. Like, there are like little aisleways to walk in between like the piles of boxes and totes, and I've just accumulated a ton of stuff over the years. So essentially I just have a lot of stuff, and the stuff didn't happen overnight, right? So like, I had an apartment before this, and I even moved from another apartment out of state. Like, I've moved probably 3 times with this stuff, and it just keeps accumulating each time. So I guess the thought was, like, if I ever move into another apartment again, like, I have all this stuff like ready to go. It just seems like I have a lot of stuff, and there are these boxes that have been probably sitting there for like 5 years, and I have not even opened them. Like, it might even be like, on some of these boxes, like 6 or 7 years at this point that I haven't even opened these boxes. I forget what's even in there. I go into the garage and there's just mouse poop on stuff, and it's like all dusty and everything. And I'm just like, you know what? It's time to do a purge. And one of the, like, if you get a regular commercial storage unit that's like heated and air conditioned and stuff, like, a lot of like, you might just be able to put it there and not worry about it. For me, like, having it in a garage that's not heated or cooled, stuff just degrades. Like, we were gonna like sell our e-bikes, and we took them out. The batteries, for whatever reason, stopped holding a charge. The same thing happened with my boosted board. I had a skateboard that was like electric and stuff, and it won't hold a charge anymore. I mean, it's just like, things are degrading in there. And I want to like bring all this to a point where I heard a quote the other day, the other week, whenever it was, and this quote, it said something along the lines of, you hire, like, when you buy something, you hire it for a purpose. You hire it to do a job in your life, and then when it stops doing that job, you can, or when you no longer need it to do that job, then you can either get rid of it, somebody else that might need it, or if you are realistically going to have a need for that in the future, then you could store it. But hearing that, it was like, what job is this stuff actually fulfilling in my life? A lot of it, it's just not fulfilling any job at all, and there's somebody else there that could use it, or some of it could just go in the trash. Honestly, like, I almost filled up our trash can. Like, trash day was yesterday, and I filled up, after they dumped the trash can. I went and filled it up, and I had to stop filling it up because I was like, I'm not even gonna have room for like my regular household trash this week. So that was crazy. So I might even have to make a dump run, or like a donation run, because like, some stuff, if like the mice really got into it, it's not worth saving. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, take something that I forgot existed and don't care about, and spend like all afternoon like washing it just to put it in storage again and let the mice poop on it all over again? I could do that. Um, But the next thing I want to talk about is just the mental energy around keeping a bunch of stuff. And I don't really want to call this hoarding, because I feel like a lot of people in America, like, we just have basements, garages, and attics that we fill with stuff that, if we're being honest, we are probably not going to have use for in the future. We just don't feel like letting it go because we either spent money on it, we spent time getting it, or it has some sort of sentimental value, which I'll give you the hack for the sentimental value stuff that I'm learning. So the hack for the sentimental stuff, some stuff, I'll take a picture of it and then get rid of it. So that way I have the picture and I can look at the picture and get a very similar emotion as when I look at the actual product. So if the sole purpose of this item that I have, whatever this item is just me looking at it and remembering something, well, maybe it's worth having around, maybe it's not. Maybe just don't keep that many things. I'm very sentimental on stuff, and that has caused me to keep a lot of stuff. And there are some things that I just will keep. It is what it is. Like, we're not trying to get rid of every single item. But like my wife, she's not sentimental. She can just like really get rid of stuff. But it was really liberating to get rid of stuff in the garage, and I finally had room to like move around in there and everything. It was great. And I'm really looking forward to when I get that garage cleared out, because going back to the mental thing, when I'm not here and like my wife and I are thinking about all the work it's going to take to go through everything in the garage, it just kind of gives a little bit of stress, like in the back of my mind and in the back of her mind, because she really thinks about it, because she thinks like, oh, if we like ever like if the house was to sell or whatever, then like we would have to clean out the garage at that point. And so like we might as well do it now, before we're like forced out of being able to use this garage. So the stress and just the mental energy of keeping stuff is a huge part of why I'm telling you, like, please get rid of stuff. Don't keep it around. We are in a Class C RV, and even in here, we have so much room compared to a lot of our other rigs that we just started filling this place up with stuff. I mean, it was like, it's crazy. We have stuff in here, just totes, boxes, these plastic boxes. There's stuff in there that I don't even know what's in there. And we've only been living in this RV for less than a year, like just a few months. I mean, like, we took a trip around the country and we took more stuff than we need. And this gets me to probably my last point, is that when you have stuff, you think like the more stuff you have, like it increases your ability to do things because you have more tools or more like whatever items that you could sell later on in life or something. But I want to say that having a lot of stuff really sucks the life out of you. And what do I mean by that? I mean, we have so much stuff that I can't, like, somebody else could be using this garage for some other purpose, but instead I have just my stuff sitting there. Our upper bunk in our rig, we would like clean it out and like put the stuff in the front seat or whatever if somebody wanted to come visit us. But when people see the upper bunk and they're like, there's so much stuff up here, you use it for storage, I wouldn't want to inconvenience you by coming and visiting you on the road and having you have to move all this stuff so I could have a spot to sleep. And so we did have somebody come stay with us at one point, and She was just staying with us for one night, and we ended up just putting the dinette down into a bed instead of having them sleep on the cab over bunk. But the cab over bunk would have been so much more comfortable for them, but we didn't have it cleared off. So when we clear that off, that will, like, this is a very small example in an RV here. In a house, this is way different. But in an RV, like, if I had that bunk cleared off, I think maybe more people might visit us. Or at least we would be able to be more hospitable when people would come visit us. And if you watched our video with all of our, like, health gadgets and stuff, I could actually lay up there on the cervical traction device or on the chirp contour and actually get, like, therapy just laying up there instead of having to put that on the ground in our rig. So there's a whole lot of potential for the space that you fill with stuff. And I mean, if you have like an attic or a basement full of stuff, I don't know what you would use your attic or basement for, but maybe, you know, you would put a pool table in your basement and have friends over more often. So maybe it would enhance your social life if you didn't have so much stuff. Maybe your family could gather more easily at your home during the holidays. We're coming up on holidays, and you know, that's a huge stress point for a lot of people. Is like, where are we going to put everybody for, you know, Christmas and Thanksgiving? Now, guess what? Like, hotels always exist, but they, I would assume, get more expensive during that time. But basically, I guess the point that I'm trying to get across here is, if you think that you're going to need something, if you're going into like RV life or van life, whatever, and you think you're going to need it in the future, it's okay to put it in a storage unit for now. But a few months down the line, you may just decide, hey, I don't need this stuff. Don't think that you have to stay connected to this stuff for the rest of your life just because you bought it once. And the broader lesson here too is, if you make a mistake in life, it doesn't mean that you have to make that mistake for your whole life. All right, there are certain things that are permanent mistakes, but there are lots of opportunities in this life to make changes. And I guess this video is kind of getting off on a rant right now, but just really wanted to reiterate to everybody before we sign off here, don't hold so closely to your physical possessions. There's a verse in the Bible that talks about not storing up your treasures here on earth. And I didn't really like fully grasp that, and I guess I still don't fully grasp that, but it talks about where like moth and rust corrupt the things. And you know, like, I have all this stuff in the garage. It's really nice stuff. But, you know, when mice get in and chew holes through things and poop and pee on it and, like, dirt is all on it and stuff, it's like, I kind of see more what this verse is talking about. Storing up treasures here on earth, and they get destroyed. Anyways, I'm getting a phone call, so I'm going to let you guys go. And yeah, if this is your first video, subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you in the next one.